away from the purpose of the drink. Um, to answer your question directly, Karen, sports drinks are absolutely imperative, but you need to make sure that it's the right concentration. And the second variable that you want to take into consideration is you're looking for something that yields between 75 and 100 calories per serving. And that's really important. Go ahead.
And what is the volume that you want on a race day as opposed to water? What's the ratio? How much sports drink to how much water?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's not about how much sports drink to water. It's more about I want to make sure that you're consuming roughly 100 calories every 30 minutes.
I'm sorry, Coach. You're probably going to have to email that. It totally broke up on me. I couldn't understand it.
Okay, no problem. What you want to do is you want to be consuming roughly 100 calories every 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
All right. What you do with your water over and above that is just kind of gravy. All right. I'm getting a lot of static feedback here. So if everybody would please hit *6. All right, and let me know if the echo's gotten any better. If everybody is in *6, please let me know if the echo's gotten better.
Better.
All right, great. Go ahead and everybody hit *6 if you would for me, please. All right, now to answer the question about fluid to sports drink, what we're looking for is you want roughly 100 calories every 30 minutes, and you want to go back to your hydration schedule. If your body weight is 160 pounds, you want to be spreading out those 80 ounces over the course of a day. So Karen, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to kind of combine the two, okay? What we're going to be getting into next week is we're going to be talking about how to calculate your sweat rate. And the reason being is, and I don't want anybody to be confused by this, after next week it'll make a little bit more sense. What we're going to determine next week is we're going to determine how much fluid your body needs given the exercise intensity, the duration, and you're going to compare that to what your weight was before and after. We talked a little bit about it last week, and we talked about it on call number 1, but now that you guys have 4 weeks under your belt, we're going to be able to get a better snapshot of what is your true perspiration rate. Because what that's going to do is it's going to answer the question that Karen asked, and that is, if I need you to get 100 calories every 30 minutes, that can come from real food or sports drinks, which I prefer to be from real food. The second side of it is if you know you're going to be at the races for 8 hours, you're going to be wanting to get X amount of ounces per hour based on your calculation rate of sweat from sunrise to sunset. How do we get that? Your body analysis. Remember what we said. I want to make sure that you're gaining weight at the end of the day, not losing it. So when we go back and we look at your fluid intake and we compare that against your morning and evening weight, let me give you an example. If I weigh 150 pounds and I've consumed 128 ounces of fluid, and at the end of the day I'm still down 6 pounds, I'm not getting in enough. Between what I'm sweating, through respiration you lose water, and through other metabolic processes like digestion and everything else, I'm at a deficit. So what our goal is to try to determine what is your sweat rate on a daily basis as it compares to what you're doing in regards to volume and intensity, and then look at your food and ask yourself, where are you missing it? You're not getting enough rehydration through fruits and vegetables. You're not getting enough water, and the combination of those two, now we're back to the personalized performance nutrition and hydration profile that we're trying to create for you. But that's a great question. Anybody else have a question? And if you would, do the *6 and unmute yourself, ask the question, and then hit mute, and then I'll start to answer it. If I need you to clarify it, I'll ask you to bring it back in. All right. If there's no other questions, what I want to do is I want to go back to your food logs that you have in front of you. If this doesn't, yes, sir. Go ahead.
Should we be using our food log as a hydration log as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And the reason being is I want it to be where it's at your fingertips, because as you head to the race weekend, what we want to have narrowed down is what you should eat, how much you should eat, and I want you, the rider, to have the confidence in your performance results based on the results that you've had from your food log. Like we were saying earlier, if you killed your workout today, I mean, you're able to just bat the ball out of the park. You just simply look back to what you ate yesterday and what you ate today before your workout. If you batted the ball out of the park, you might want to pull those menu items and recipes into your race day menus and recipes. That's really what we're trying to do. When we get to race day, you hit autopilot. You know what to eat, how much to eat, when. You have a confidence level in your performance as it relates to those two variables. And it's the same thing when we get on the track. You're going to have your starting technique. You're going to have your first straightaway, your first turn. We're going to get into that. That's what we call our blueprint of success. How do we create consistent times on the track? How do we create fast times on the track and then be able to do that for as long as the race requires? But that's a great question. And remember, you want to be documenting what you consumed in fluid. And then, if an hour later you've got a headache, you might recognize that you're not drinking enough fluid. And I don't want this to sound too repetitive, but you can see how it just keeps building on itself over and over and over. And I've got athletes that I've been working with for 10 plus years that we still have these same conversations. So don't think that we're going to have 2 conference calls and you're going to have it all dialed. This is an ongoing process. That's why this is called a system, not just a quick fix. A quick fix. Great questions. Anybody else? All right. What I want you to do is I want you to take your food logs from however many days you have. If you have 7, take all 7 days. And what I want you to do is I want you to pull out a separate piece of paper. And what you're going to do is you're going to look at your first day. And obviously for breakfast, you're going to write down everything that you ate. Eggs, fruit, fresh squeezed orange juice, cup of yogurt, whatever you ate for breakfast. You're going to write down your snack. Write down everything you ate there. Then what you're going to do, you're going to go from breakfast all the way through before you go to bed. Then you're going to go to day number 2, and you're going to look at your breakfast. If there's anything new, you add it to your list. So let's say on day 2, instead of eating eggs, fruit, and yogurt, you decide to have oatmeal with whey protein and a cup of coffee. Well, as long as your mental clarity and energy levels were there, take day 2 and pull your oatmeal over to your list of breakfast items, and then move on to snack. If it's a new snack item and your energy level and your mental clarity was good, then pull that into your snack category on your new piece of paper. And you do that through every day of food logs. Now with your new piece of paper, what you're looking at is your shopping list to go to the grocery store. Because this is a question I get all the time. What do I need to buy at the grocery store? Go back to your food logs, identify what worked, extract it into a new list of items. You're going to notice, as I said earlier, there's going to be about 10 to 15 items that you'll find that you're eating habitually every week. Excuse me. We want to take that to the grocery store. Now, here's the big catch. And for you stay-at-home moms and you busy dads, I know it's hard. I want you going to the grocery store every other day. I know it's a pain in the tail. But remember what we spoke about in Nutrition 101. If your food is not ripe, there is no nutritional value. If you want to test me on this, try to eat a pear that's not ripe. It's like trying to chew on a lacrosse ball. When you go to eat an avocado, if the avocado is so stuck to the skin or you can't separate the core from it, it's not ripe. When you bite into an avocado, it should not snap and be crunchy. Okay? Remember, when the fruits and the vegetables are ripe, the nutritional value is at its peak. Now, for some of you, I respect, as I've shared with you, I have a son who has texture issues, and I respect this. But a banana that is crisp when you snap it is not ripe. The ripest banana, believe it or not, is when it's got black little specks on it and it's kind of mushy and people go, ooh, that's gross, I don't like those. I'm just telling you, from a performance standpoint, the nutritional value is at its peak. Okay? The second reason why I want you to go to the grocery store every 2 days is I don't want you to waste money. If you go to the grocery store once a week and you buy a bushel of bananas and a bunch of broccoli and everything else, and by Thursday it goes bad, you're simply not going to eat it, which is going to drive you, no pun intended, into the drive-thru. Because remember, if you're packing your lunches and you're living in your cooler and you're doing all the things that you need to do correctly to not go to processed foods that come out of a box, a wrapper, or a can, and you're living out of your cooler with the stuff that you made at home, maybe you've got 3 or 4 of our smoothie recipes, you've got those pre-made, they're in your cooler, or maybe they're in your refrigerator at work. Maybe you've got one of our whey protein drinks to help keep your hunger under control during the day. Maybe you've got fresh fruits and vegetables that you steamed up. You have those in Tupperware. Maybe you just have some clean, fresh, raw fruits and vegetables. You have those in Tupperware. These are all little tricks to keep you from kind of hitting that rampage where it's like, all right, my blood sugar is dropped, and now I'm like a Tasmanian devil. I'm going to hit the pantry, and I'm going to pound everything that I can in sight. Now, what did we talk about earlier? What sits in an ordinary pantry? Snack crackers, cookies, processed, high sugar, high glycemic, non-nutritionist items are sitting in your pantry. Okay? So what's the rule of thumb? Keep your refrigerator stocked with fresh fruits and vegetables that are clean and ready to eat. And I can't emphasize that enough. When you're already busy, you're not going to stop and you're not going to skin a cucumber before you eat it. You're not going to take the time to peel an avocado. I'm not accusing you of being lazy. We're just all humans and we're all busy. So if you want to improve your quality of eating, prepare. But prepare every 2 days. Take time and put it on your daily schedule on, let's say, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. If you put it on your calendar, and I mean literally put it on your calendar,